Good afternoon. This is a session for the Economic Development Committee. My name is Natalie Fanny Gonzalez, and I'm chairing this committee. We're going to start with DPS. And I see your good friend Robbie here. If you and whoever from your team, there you go. I will remind the committee that this is an enterprise fund, so there's no impact aside from the compensation portion of it. I do have a couple questions in general, but it will be great if DPS could address how this budget impacts your vision for DPS, especially having you starting brand new, and how that goes side by side. If you want to kick it off, that's great. If not, we can have our staff to start.
Certainly. Good afternoon, Councilwoman Gonzalez and Malcolm and Sales. Great question. The proposed budget, I'm pretty confident, aligns with the vision that we've set forth for DPS. With this, we are able, to utilize existing FTEs. We have a pretty robust staff. The vacancies that are currently out there now are all moving, pending. So there's actually pretty good movement to get us right size, to allow us to do the things that we're really looking forward to this fiscal year, and really the remaining of this fiscal year into next. So to answer the question, it certainly aligns with the vision.
Thank you for that. Do you have a presentation or any comments from council staff? No?
I was just going to go over some of the major changes that DPS had. But
that'd be great. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll just go into that. So FY24 recommended operating budget is 41.7 million, which is about a 1.5% increase from FY23 approved. And the personnel costs are staying about the same with 249.03 FTEs. It's staying exactly the same. And as you mentioned, DPS is an enterprise fund, so everything's being taken out of their own revenues. So there's no need for the reconciliation list structure that we've been practicing with other budgets. Their expected FY24 revenue is about $48 million. But just to go over the quick changes that they have coming up. First is the comprehensive rate study. This is the only change they have with service impact. This is something that they do regularly every couple of years. The last one was released in 2015, I believe, and done by an outside consulting group. This study generally reviews the DPS fee structures, proposes alternatives, provides benchmarks with other comparable jurisdictions, and other kinds of recommendations like that. And DPS noted that this is an important time for them to do this study because they had record revenues in FY22 and 23, meaning their fee structure could change a little bit. So this is a pretty important study that they have recommended. And the other major changes relate to their IT upgrades and maintenance. The Evolve maintenance, this is from a new contract that DPS entered with Evolve in March, and they're in the implementation stage right now. If they renew the contract for the next 2 years, the cost will actually be a little bit less than what they originally budgeted for this year. So that's slightly less than anticipated. And related to that, the increased maintenance costs for Infor, Evolve, and OpenTexts because of the new contract that they entered. The increase for the renewal for Infor and OpenTexts maintenance in FY24 is $6,646, which is about a 4% increase from the past year. And the $2 million decrease in the line item is for the removal of a one-time expense for IT resource upgrades. And those are the major budget changes to discuss for DPS. I also want to note really quickly that DPS did do a reorg in FY22 where they moved the well and septic section to the zoning and code compliance division, but afterwards they realized it wasn't a good fit, so it was moved back to the land development division, and that's why the land development division is adding $1.1 million and 5 FTEs. But again, this is a net change. There's net zero change in FTEs. There was also a position added in the IT section in the director's office, but overall there's no new FTEs being added. And in regards to their vacancies, finally, DPS hired 3 vacancies with a starting date of May 8th, 13 vacancies in active recruitment, 2 are about to be posted, and 2 vacancies were added due to retirements, and they might have more retirements coming up to be determined. And that's pretty much it for the major changes for DPS.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I do have a couple of questions that I'm going to ask my colleagues if they have questions or comments. One question is going back to the IT upgrades. Can you clarify if this, because I remember the previous GPS director, Mitra, she was really focused on all these IT upgrades. Are you moving away from her recommendations and this is a brand new effort? Can you explain that to me? Thank you.
Certainly, that solution that the previous director was working towards, has been terminated. We have opted to go a different route. We will look at what we have currently in terms of the option of upgrading that, and if that is deemed, not the best option, we will seek out, other viable options. But yes, that previous direction, we have terminated that direction.
Okay, well, that answers the question. Thank you for that. Then the other question, can you also clarify if this budget reflects, the tours that you and I have been doing, and making sure there's somebody within DPS that ensures that they're not, that each applicant coming in has a fair view on their application, and having this manager concierge idea, is that reflected in this budget?
It is. I think we are certainly going to make do with existing staff to implement those ideas, those concepts, to give that we call it case management, but I think we're going to kind of extend that to a more broader scale, just expand it, really. But we certainly want to, the plan at this point is to utilize existing staff to accomplish that vision.
Okay, we're going to be tracking all that, especially after the budget, and making sure that that's a reality.
Yes.
And then the last question that I have, on the electric building codes regulations, I know that's not taking place until 2026, but how are you in terms of making sure that you're going to be ready by the time this is a requirement?
Well, great question. So we've already received approval for 2 additional FTEs, and those are in the works currently under the sustainability section, and that's primarily where that falls, and in that area for the electrification, which will be forthcoming in the next code cycle. For right now, we're ramping up and getting ready for that, and so we'll certainly be taking a close look at all the resources necessary to properly administer that. That's no easy task, but we certainly want to make sure we feel like we have ample time to prepare for that, from a technical standpoint, but just from a resource management standpoint. That's going to be a challenge for us over the next year or so, just to make sure we don't want to wait until the last minute. This is the time to really start planning and make sure that we're ready and prepared to administer that as it was truly intended to.
Yes. Okay, time flies, and that's why I'm bringing it up right now.
Oh, yes.
All right, well, thank you for that, Councilmember Balkan.
Thank you. Welcome, and thank you for everything that you do. I just have a question about the reorganization and the transfer from the land development. I see the 1.1 million increase in the land development, so I was expecting to see a 1.1 decrease in the zoning well septic code, but it's not quite 1.1 million. So just didn't know what that delta was.
I think DPS could speak more exactly to this change. The delta that I mentioned was just in the FTE number.
There may have been slight increase, but as stated, there was really no change with those positions, and we just moved them to a different division. There may have been slight increase, with the salary costs, but that I thought that was reflected in the proposed budget.
I think it could be a mixture of the salary.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the people that originally they were in land development, they were transferred into the zoning, and then we moved them back to, because it made sense. It was creating some confusion amongst the customers. They've had some vacancies also in zoning that they have been filled. That could be the reason. They had filled like 2 or 3 positions. That shows, it doesn't show the difference as much. But really it's the same, the personnel, and it's not reflected. I'm not sure why that is.
Okay, that
We
makes
can-
sense, that if there were, if you had vacancies in the zoning, well, and septic that were filled, and so that
Yeah.
difference. It just, in the packet, it looked like 1.1 million comprising 5 FTEs were moved, so when I got there, I'd expected to see, if one increased by 1.1,
Right. So
I would
if
expect a decrease in
They
the
should
other.
have, right. That makes sense, but we did fill a manager position, 2 inspectors and 1 plan reviewer.
Okay.
So that could.
Thank you. And then I just have a question. This is probably for staff. I haven't seen this in another packet, so it's just education for me. The annualization of the FY23 lapse is a positive number. How does that work? I think maybe I've just seen the annualization of the compensation as a net number as opposed to pulling out the lapse. Can you just kind of explain that?
Arlene is coming to the rescue. Go ahead.
I'll try and help with this one. I don't know the particular case here, but lapse becomes positive as opposed to a reduction if in the previous year you had someone starting mid-year, and then in the current year they're going to be there over the full year. So you'll see positive numbers as opposed to savings and lapse relative to the prior year if in the current year there's not a lot of turnover.
I didn't get that, but we'll talk.
I'm
I'd
happy
love
to talk.
Yeah, okay,
Happy.
thanks. Thank you.
Councilmember Sells?
Thank you. Just wanted to, since my colleagues covered most of the initial questions I had, I did just want to follow up on one of the staff comments about the 3 rating under racial equity and social justice impact, which shows your commitment to addressing disparities in permitting, but wanted to know if you had any plans to improve on data collection.
Well, that is a great question, Councilmember Sales. It's certainly high on our focus. We're doing everything within our power from a
Page
hiring.
8. I didn't know if they were looking at it. Just
Oh.
page 8 was the reference.
Well, yeah, I know the 3. There are we have staff actually participating in the work group, and we're hoping that from that session, that involvement, that we will be able to get information that will bolster, all the things that we're trying to do as a department. That's still ongoing, as you know, but it's certainly something that's a high priority for us. I think I've mentioned this previously, to make sure that we're doing the things that are necessary, not just, what's being dictated or minimum requirements, but just, and it's going beyond that in terms of, DEI. We want to make sure that all the things that we're doing from an engagement standpoint, from, and I mentioned the hiring, but, all those things we believe will help us, reflect what I think, what the expectation is of the county. And we're only, one department, but we want to make sure that we're doing everything within our powers to achieve those visions. Yeah. For example, in terms of inclusion, we tried our best. We mentioned the engagement to translate all of our guidance documents Even tomorrow I have this today kicks off Building Safety Month, so we'll be doing a recording tomorrow with the Spanish-speaking radio show, just to make sure that we're reaching out, connecting from an outreach standpoint and engagement to all fronts, and that's all part of the spirit of, inclusion and equity. And so that's one of the things that we're really trying to promote, or really heighten what we're doing as, as a department, because we play such a vital role, with our policy making and administering of the codes and regulations. So that's, again, a highlight, a heightened emphasis for us.
Are you doing any exit surveys post-inspection with your sites?
We have been to a degree. I know that's come up, and I actually, want to implement that as a pilot. I haven't really finalized how that's going to be done, whether or not we start with the larger projects or do we try to include everything. But that, as you stated, is one means of really capturing, I think, vital data from that standpoint that we need to do consistently after every permit. So we have full intention of doing that, with our exits, with the completion of those permits.
Right. We also did survey of survey of all the permits that were issued last year.
Okay.
To all the people that we issued permit, everybody, whoever was the applicant, and we received those comments. We did pretty good. I mean, that was one of in our presentation last time. Well, we are focusing more now into some of the questions that came as a result of our last meeting. Try to get more into in-depth information to be able to facilitate and help some of these folks.
Yeah, so I know that those surveys really help with informing the customer service improvements that are being implemented, and hopefully those post and exit surveys can also help with ensuring that we are meeting the DEI needs, whether it's through capturing the zip code data, the response times. I mean, all of those are helpful in ensuring that we have some good recommendations to move forward with next year.
Yes, we fully intend to do that, and we're looking forward to sharing that information with you on those findings.
Thank you so much. I yield.
Council President Glass.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for this update. A number of the questions I had were already asked, and so one question I don't think was asked because I came in a few minutes late was regarding the residential construction and fire code compliance, and especially as we continue reflecting on the unfortunate death of Melanie Diaz in Silver Spring and the Arrive apartment buildings. There was legislation that was proposed statewide. We have been working here to figure out how to provide support for and safety measures for the hundreds of residents who live in the nearly 24 or so buildings that were built decades ago. And so from your perspective, are there any changes that might come about within this particular area? I see there's a 6.2% increase from last year. So how have you all thought about fire code compliance in this year, 2023?
Always thinking about fire code compliance and all the adopted codes. I mean, that's the core what our mission is. But I'm glad you answered that question, Council President Glass. We with all the disciplines, with all the codes which are going through the process now for updates to the 21 adoption through you all, we are not only are we looking to upgrade the fire code to be to have the latest and greatest for the county. I mean, that's a huge part of our mission, to be consistent with regularly updating those codes, but we actually are looking at a pilot program. It's not, it's nothing's final yet, but there would be a fire prevention program that I think would only enhance, the things that we're doing from a normal standpoint in terms of, permitting. But what I'm referring to is more, fire prevention, where we're proactively going out. I mean, which we're doing now, but to get a better compliance rate, we're looking at a program that will help, we believe will be a game changer in terms of helping the county ensure safety and protection for not only our residents but our businesses as well. It's a program that's actually in implementation. I started it in Rockville. It's been in the works in Gaithersburg, and I don't want to kind of let the cat out of the bag now, but we are certainly looking at that. We want to make sure that this is something that truly fits, you know, the climate for Montgomery County. I have no reason to believe that it doesn't, but we want to make sure it's the right thing before we roll that out.
I appreciate that. Glad you're thinking about it, and as you noted at the beginning of your response, you're thinking about it every day, as you should, as we should. And while the state legislation was not adopted this year, we can't let up here in Montgomery County. Mm-hmm. And so I look forward to hearing more from you about how we keep our residents in the older buildings safer. And look forward to the rollout of your proposal when it's ready. So with that, thank you very much. I yield back.
Thank you.
With that, I think the committee agrees with the county executive's recommendations. Again, this is an enterprise fund. Besides the compensations, there is no nothing that we need to put on the reconciliation list. Thank you so much for coming today. Next, very exciting item, the Economic Development Fund. I see Jake with a big smile. Look at you. Pull it up, and as everyone knows, this committee is deeply committed to ensure that Montgomery County keeps moving forward on economic development, and that we do embrace a culture of ensuring that we're a welcoming county for the business community, and that we're actually effective and moving forward. Everyone saw our committee deliberations from last week. Felt like ages ago, but it was just Friday. And we look forward to the second round. Ms. Michelson, would you like to kick it off?
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon. So the Economic Development Fund is basically a series of smaller funds that provide pass-through funding to organizations to encourage them to either move to or stay in the county. And on page 2, you have a summary of all of the different costs associated with this fund. Only one FTE administering it, and in fact, really the only notable increases you see are the compensation associated with that one FTE. But there is a lot of variation in the amount of money funded for different programs. So we'll go through those. You may wonder why we have in this list here programs with zero funding. And that is because many of these are in county law, and my understanding is for many of them they believe that some opportunity could pop up in the future. So rather than getting rid of the fund altogether, it's better to have the zero funding and have it available for a future use. Nonetheless, I do think it might be a good idea for this committee to do a more thorough review of all the sub-programs in this fund after budget. But for now, let me take you through the FY24 budget requests, beginning with the Economic Development Fund Grant and Loan Program. And this is probably the program that everyone thinks of when they think of the Economic Development Fund. It can sometimes provide significant sums of money to businesses to convince them to move to or stay in the county. It also gives the executive the flexibility to offer some small incentives under $100,000 without having to come to the council each time they do that. But anytime it's more than $100,000, they will come and brief the council, but it's the executive that executes the agreement. So in the EDF-GLP, for FY23, there was the continuation of funding long-term agreements, both for JBG companies for the HHS project in Rockville, and the county is committed to pay $1.3 million annually for that. That would have been nice if that was right, for 15 years. And the county also has an agreement with Federal Realty to pay $250,000 of annual support for business retention at Pike and Rose. So those are a big chunk of the total funding. There's also an undesignated reserve amount. And if you look at the chart, back on the chart on page 2, for FY23, the county designated $880,000 in this undesignated reserve. And what we've learned is during, at least during in the 2022 annual report, it indicated that during 2022, 5 businesses were approved for new grants, totaling around $405,000. So you get an idea of what the typical amount is. This chart on page 2 seems to show that there will be around $645,000 that could roll over for FY24, but in a question that I posed to the department about what they thought they'd have at year end, they indicated that they thought it would be about $430,000 remaining. They've also asked for an appropriation of $606,000, but given the history of this fund, I don't think that we need that much available. And what I have recommended is reducing the new appropriation for undesignated balance to $200,000. And given the rollover, they have suggested this would provide $630,000 available for FY24 and a budget reduction of $406,000. So let me stop there, see if there are any questions or whether the committee.
I think it will be best at this point if the county executive team, if we go one by one, I really want to make sure that we're here working together between the county executive and the county council to ensure that we have a strong economic development agenda. We're one county here, and I really want to make sure that we, especially after hearing from council staff, if you have any concerns, especially my questions were actually on the undesignated balance that Marlene just talked about, and the micro lending too. I had questions on that, but if you can perhaps go one by one and see which ones you raised the questions and you have strong disagreements from council staff, so we can understand and have some agreements and move forward. We can start from the top and then go down. Is that okay, Mr. Yeah? Would you like to go for? I think the first one will be the MOVE program, right? Unless you.
Sorry, the order of my discussion doesn't quite match the chart, but I'm happy.
Can you turn on your mic?
Thank you. The order, the order in which I've discussed it in my memo doesn't match that, but I'm flexible. I can go in the order of the chart.
I don't want to confuse you. So if you want to follow your own agenda, that's fine. We can start there. That's not a problem.
Great. So I welcome hearing comments from executive staff on my recommendation on the undesignated balance.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and it's great to be here once again. I want to just give some overall framing and then turn things over to my colleagues who do the work on this. As you all know, the Economic Development Fund, together with the previously reviewed budgets that we've spent time on together here, provides the county with the best opportunity to make the statements that we're serious about investing in economic development in our county and that we are competitive with surrounding jurisdictions. As Ms. Michelson stated, this is one fund with multiple programs, but each invested program is important for our business community. These funds overall are used to help businesses start and grow here in Montgomery County. Programs such as the MOVE and EDF receive recommendations from MCEDC to ensure we are working together to invest in our business by using dollars together with the customer service that helps us to attract, retain, and recruit businesses. When the practice of annualizing these costs began in FY 2016, Council funded this program at about $4.5 million. Since then, the budget has ebbed and flowed slightly, never really falling much below $4 million, and has been a great part of our message in the attraction of businesses to the county. As the committee continues to examine our county's economic development strategy and looks at places to expand programs to aid businesses, as we've discussed, the EDF is an important part of that puzzle. It allows the council and the executive to expand programs and to create new programs while focusing on key businesses and their needs. We appreciate the council's eagerness to speak with a united voice on the necessity of economic development and look forward to your questions. And with that, let me turn things over to Mr. McGinnity to talk a little bit about the EDF. I do want to point out the undesignated balance that Ms. Michelson pointed out. What was used with those funds in FY23 helped us to fill holes. So for example, the council did not originally fund anything for the micro lending program. In 23, you'll see on the chart that $300,000 was allocated or was designated for the micro lending program. In addition, the MOVE program was oversubscribed. It was originally allocated for $250,000 and ended up being $379,000 and some change, which is part of why you'll see the increase in the MOVE program that we'll talk about. So the undesignated does give us the ability to be flexible and to expand in that regard. And I saw the look Mr. McGinnity gave me, so let me not turn it over to him, and let me just say that we're here to be responsive to any questions you have. If you want.
Are you?
The only point I want to reiterate is what Mr. Weissman said already, is there's a certain level of fluidity that goes on with a lot of these programs. Case in point is the council reduced for FY23 the MOVE program down to $350,000. It was predicated upon the fact that at the time that the council met in the prior year to determine that budget, we had it was originally budgeted at $750,000 for that particular year, the fiscal year of 22. Within the last quarter, we basically wound up being oversubscribed. So within that last quarter, we actually wound up making up what the difference was. And that can happen, within some of these different programs. Similar situation with the micro lending program. When we were looking at the micro lending program for this fiscal year, there had not been a lot of activity. And then all of a sudden, and I think once again this had something to do with the reality of smaller businesses coming out of COVID as well, and starting to do for the demand for smaller loans as well. So once again, we're using the undesignated to really fund some differences that we may find here.
So Member Balkan.
Thank you for that. So I agree with council staff on this. I think that, and I appreciate the fluidity, and I think that that's important. But there has to be a limit to the fluidity, in that if we're looking at the MOVE program, which I fully support, and the micro lending again fully support, I think that the council needs to have some control over those items. And so I understand that it's important to kind of cover oversubscribed. I think that's a good thing for these programs to be oversubscribed, but to a limit. And I think that the scenario of pulling some of that request out for the undesignated funds will still allow you, it's not as if you're going to have zero, it's going to allow you to have some fluidity. And then also, if there is a request, a large request that comes in that we would have to approve anyway, that would be an opportunity to fund if those funds were not available.
Well said. Councilmember Sills.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I had questions about the undesignated funds. I know that it was very minimal, and I know that there are certain priorities that are outlined in those agreements, and because of the amount, we're not aware as council about the agreements that the county executive makes. And so I know that in 2022 there were outlined priorities, projections made for the funds that were dispersed in 2022, and so I know that what was promised is outlined, but how do we track what was actually met? And then how are we doing with the 2023 dispersed funds? And I'm looking at page 3 of the packet.
Once again, Pete McGinnity, Department of Finance. For any economic development fund that comes out of the grant and loan program, the incentive is formalized by an agreement, and that agreement specifies the sort of specific expectations that the company has. As part of those agreements, the company has reporting requirements, and they're required to report annually. First of all, they have to report in terms of what their initial disbursements requirements were. And typically, I'd say in most, but not all, but most cases, we have generally done this on a reimbursement basis. The company has to demonstrate, for example, in terms of capital expenditure, they've spent the money already. In terms of job creation, we've also refocused that. In the past, we had, and I'm saying this prior to my appearance, not that you can attribute this to me, but often money was basically fronted. Okay, we no longer do that.
Okay.
If we're having positions that are being created by a company over a period of years, we're basically tying our disbursements to those jobs that are being promised at that point in time. They have to provide documentation. The documentation that we generally require is a certified payroll report from the company, as well as that is supported by Maryland unemployment insurance reports that the company provides. So we are actually tracking the companies themselves, and they're required to do this and report this generally not generally, but on an annual basis. Most of the agreements that we do range anywhere from 5 to 10 years.
Okay, and so the 2022 EDF annual report, was that shared in this packet?
Yes. Yes.
Because I see what was promised, I just don't know what was actually.
The report starts on Circle 9.
Thank you.
Within the report too, there's also a distinction between what's been approved, okay, and what's actually been dispersed. Very, very often what you will have is you will have a project that gets approved at one point in time. Let's say, for example, there's construction involved. That's going to take a significant period of time. So the approval may appear in one year as an approval. In a subsequent year, it's going to show as a dispersal.
Okay, thank you. And that's all I have for this section. Thank you.
Council President Glenn.
Thank you. I just want to take a step back, and when we're looking at the proposed budget and the number of programs that are zeroed out, I think it's important to state that programs over the years are created at a certain time for a certain need, and as the county continues to evolve, those needs have shifted. And I think it is prudent not to eliminate programs altogether from the statute because some of these issues are cyclical and we never know when we'll need to come back to it. But anyone who's watching should not be alarmed that there are programs that are not funded. It's that there are other needs, other interests, other developments, and that is what we're focusing on. We're trying to catch the wave of economic development, which changes quickly, especially in the nation's 4th largest life sciences hub. And so I just thought it was important to state that for the record.
Thank you for that. So let's then go back and make some decisions on this particular item. So council staff recommends funding the FY24 undesignated balance at $200,000, right? Which will result in a little bit over $400,000 reduction to the FY24 budget, correct?
Yes, and just so you know, there's something unique about this fund in that we reappropriate leftover money. Exactly. So the total available will be about 630 based on their current estimate. And I just wanted to echo the point that Councilmember Balcom made, which is that if there are unusual opportunities, they will always be coming back to us for a supplemental appropriation, and that would include if any one of these funds suddenly was, being subscribed at a rate that they thought they needed more money. So the goal here is to not appropriate too much money now, given all of the competing interest in this year's budget.
Very well said. And so I think we are all in agreement. Okay, we can move on.
Wonderful. The next program is the MOVE program that provides incentives to businesses that have moved to the county. The recommended funding by the county executive is $750,000. And although I'm not recommending a change in the funding level, I do think this is a program that the committee may want to talk about in greater detail in the summer.
So before you continue, we had said in the past that we will have a session looking at all these programs, and we're going to schedule that session in June.
Wonderful.
So in detail, what are we getting out of them? Tell me what success looked like in numbers, and move forward. But that will take place in June.
Wonderful. And I just wanted to note that the Planning, Housing, and Economic Development Committee, when it considered this budget in the past, had raised concerns about it because you can't apply until you have a signed lease. And so the question is, once you have a signed lease, do you really need incentive? Or do people actually sign leases because they know they'll be entitled to this? So that would be the basis for the conversation.
And it will tie in with our discussion from last week, educating our community or business owners that before you sign that list, the lease, you should stop by the business center and see if you're actually getting a good deal. So I see my friend, Mr. Smith, agreeing with that. So that it's all intertwined. Yes.
Appreciate that, and the business center will use its robust personnel to help every employer that we can. Do just want to notice one thing for the discussion in June. There are also conversations about the amount per square footage and whether or not that amount is too little, as well as the amount of square feet that is allowed for a development or a business, and to whether or not that needs to be looked at as well. We did have a very robust conversation with the Fed committee last summer with prior committee staff before they left the council. So we'll be ready to engage.
Thank you for saying that.
Wonderful. The next fund is the Biotechnology Investor Incentive Program. This is a program that's based on providing a cash grant to investors who first receive a tax credit from an analogous state program. And it appears from the information we have in the report that no companies were certified by the state as eligible in calendar year 2022, and this program at the state level is in calendar year. The executive had recommended $350,000 for this program, but because we understand that development and growth in the biohealth cluster is somewhat cyclical, and it appears that we're at a point where there's not a lot of growth, and because it looks like there may not be a lot of use of this program, I'm recommending appropriating $200,000 instead of the $350,000, which would result in a $150,000 deduction, still providing enough money should some opportunities come across, and providing opportunity if we need to come back for a supplemental appropriation if things change.
Does the county executive team have any reactions on this recommendation?
Yeah, aside, as I mentioned before, about the message that we're concerned it sends, yeah, we're okay with this.
You're okay with it?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Councilmember Balkan.
Yeah. Again, this is one I need some educating on. So wouldn't we have certainty over if no one's applied at the calendar year 2022? Don't we know what we're going to put out?
It's the way that the law is written in county code. It is contingent upon an investor receiving a biotechnology investor incentive tax credit from the state of Maryland. And it would have to obviously have to relate to a company that was principally based in Montgomery County. Prior to this year, since I've been doing this since 2017, every year it's been totally subscribed. We've ranged anywhere from 70 to 30 or 40 different investors that have received a tax credit, and it's generally been for the full amount that's been budgeted. I anticipated the same thing for this year. We didn't receive the information from the state until the county executive had submitted his package already, and then we were notified by the state that there were no investors for this year. So it's an anomaly, really.
So does that mean then I would expect that there would be zero?
For this calendar year, to be clear, there's still 6 months in the fiscal year in next calendar year that we're uncertain of.
Right.
Yeah.
Please turn on your mic.
Sorry. The information we got from the state was what happened at the close of calendar year 2022.
Right.
And what we're trying to budget now is a combination of calendar year, the end of calendar year 23 and 24. So we're a little bit behind, but we have to look at the trends we see as, helping us make this determination. And if you want to hear more about the cyclical nature of this business, Ms. Miller's here, and she's far more of an expert than I am on that.
Thank you for that. I will ask the committee to start voting on each item, but I'm also waiting for Council President Glass. So let's just keep going and don't forget what we have discussed, okay? Because we're not going back. So next.
Okay, we'll come back to that one. Cyber security, I'm going to go really fast for the ones that have zero funding. Cybersecurity supplement program, no funding for this year. The next program is the Small Business Research Matching Grant Program. And this provides matching grants to local businesses that receive federal funding. There is a phase one approval for a program that can then receive a county match of 25% of the federal grant. And there is, the county now offers what they call phase zero grants to help applicants apply. And I do support the funding this year, but this is another one where I think there are a lot of issues worth talking about to understand how exactly this funding is positively impacting the commercialization of local technologies, and how the phase zero assistance actually impacts the diversity of applicants, because you would hope that providing assistance in applying would mean that we get a more diverse applicant pool. So these are all issues I think the committee should return to during your post-budget discussion.
If we can let the county executives team too, if you have any thoughts.
I'll be quick, and then I don't know if Mr. McKeeler or Mr. McGinnity wants to add, but the SBIR program first is a jewel of the county. We're one of the we're the only local jurisdiction in the country that offers this, and it helps us with our life science companies, fourth largest cluster in the country. When it comes to the phase zero, I think we can obviously talk about this summer. This is a new program that was spearheaded by the council and the executive that is just coming to fruition now. And so I don't think we'll have stats or data by this summer on the phase zero, but we are very excited for the potential that this brings to allow us to take companies that are just starting off and helping them apply for these SBIR grants on the federal level, which can bring real money, especially for a startup company.
Thanks for having us. Oops. Okay. Thank you. So with phase zero, like Jake said, it is new. We have not marketed it very well. We're working on it. Actually, MCDC is doing it too. But the intention for phase zero is for companies to hire third-party companies to support them with technical assistance to write grant applications and things like that to secure phase one from federal government. So this is, again, we did intensive surveys with companies that have been receiving the grant, and this is what they told us, and that's what we did.
I do just want to clarify, it is being marketed, it is being put out there, it is brand new, and so the companies that are used to applying at the beginning of the fiscal year were told to hold off to applying as the new program was being initiated, as the bill was being passed through council and the regulations were being approved.
That sounds extremely exciting, and I mean, at the end of the day, the council does support the executive's recommendation, and we can wait until the fall maybe to get an update on how this is going.
And if I can add, historically, this had been typically the budget would go July 1. Within 24 hours, it was fully subscribed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Do you have a question?
I just mentioned that we're looking at, there's a bill being introduced tomorrow to look at the start date for Phase 0.
So the next program, I'll move on, with funding associated is the micro lending program. And the executive is recommending $150,000 for this program in FY24. And additional information is available on Circle 27th. I do concur with the request, and again, be helpful to know how these funds have been used in the past, and who the recipients have been. So we'll add that to the list.
To the list for June.
Yeah.
Do you think you will be ready for June to give us more of a deep dive into this?
Ready and excited.
Oh, thank you.
In the meantime, can we get a list of the recipients? I'm curious as to the geographic distribution.
Yep.
Thank you.
Perfect. I think we can move. Go ahead.
And since we're coming back in June, hopefully, since Councilmember Balcom asked about the geographic locations, hopefully Tiffany Ward will be able to weigh in as well about the allocation of those resources.
And to be clear, it is listed in the EDF report, which is in the packet. Councilmember Sales, I'll talk to Ms. Ward, Director Ward, and see what we can do in that regard. As the committee knows, we do not have demographic information in general for businesses, although the CRM that you approved on Friday will absolutely help with that moving forward.
Thank you.
So the remaining programs listed here do not have funding recommended for them in FY24. So if you want to go back to the biohealth cluster funding, which Chair Fanny Gonzalez, you said let's wait to vote on this one until the council president returned. This is the one where the council staff has recommended appropriating $200,000 instead of $350,000. So it would be a $150,000 reduction, and this is just based on the data we have from 2022 participation, where it seems like we're in a cycle of less requests. If that changes, of course, we can come back.
And the county executives team agreed to that, so we can say yes on everything. Is that okay? Perfect.
Great.
Sounds great. What's next?
And the only other thing I wanted to let you know on this fund is we do have language in the budget resolution, which you'll see, that specifies who's going to get funding and does allow us to reallocate unspent funds from FY23, which is unusual. We don't do that with all of our funds. So you will see that when you get to the resolution, and that's it for this budget.
And I think we can say that this council, at least the Economic Development Committee, is in full agreement with the county executive on this agenda. So thank you so much for the partnership.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
Great. I'll move on to the next budget, which is the UM3 Institute for Health Computing. And this is a brand new non-departmental account. This project was first funded by the council in November 2022, so just a few months ago, to kick off this very exciting partnership on this new Institute for Health Computing. And this is a partnership between the county, University of Maryland Baltimore, University of Maryland College Park, and University of Maryland Medical System Corporation. So at the end of 2022, the council agreed to provide $15 million seed money to get this program running, and at the same time agreed that it would then pay $5 million a year towards operating expenses for 5 additional years. And that money was going to be matched by our university partners, and that was to cover basic operating expenses. If you look on page 2, you'll see what was the expected time frame when this was first presented to the council, when they had hoped that the institute was actually going to open in February or March, and they asked for money for rental, the cost of the rent for the lease. And things have been delayed. Not a big surprise given how ambitious the time frame was that was presented in late 2022. They have not yet finalized their decisions about location or entered into a lease. So they will not be occupying space nor making lease payments till early FY24. So in looking at what was allocated at the end of calendar year 22 and this request, in the 15 million, you'll see under the budget overview, the breakdown of all the different costs, including new equipment, installation staff and services, tenant improvements, the lease, and the money for staff costs. It's really uncertain how much of these, have already been spent or committed. And I think because the council is so interested in having this project succeed, it is a good idea to continue to make these resources available so that as soon as they are ready to hire staff or move in, and I believe they may have already ordered the new equipment, we want this to be available. But the one thing on this list that they're not going to be able to spend is the lease payments they were supposed to have made in the first few months of this year. So I'm recommending that the FY24 allocation of $5 million be reduced by $1.3 million, which is the lease payments that were supposed to have been made in February through June. But to otherwise fully fund the project, and I want to emphasize the county has made a $40 million commitment to this project. I am not recommending that the total commitment be reduced. I'm just saying provide the money when the money is needed. You can't make lease payments before you've moved into a building. So, so I think I'll stop there and see if there are any questions about the project or my recommendation.
Thank you for that. I would like to start and saying that there's not every day that we get academics in this building, so I would love to give you the floor to perhaps provide any remarks if you want to. This is an extremely important project for the county. We want to be the #1 place in the nation for life sciences, so anything that we can do to make that happen, I think I speak for everyone here, you have our commitment. We don't want to do anything that will jeopardize that, even if it's based on the optics. Numbers don't lie. I'm a math person, but I also understand the optics, and whatever we decide on doing today, I really want to make sure that you are in agreement and that you feel that you can continue with your efforts without any type of obstacle. So I wanted to start by saying that, and the floor is yours if you would like to say some remarks.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members of the committee. I think we just have Dean Varshney is here from College Park, and I think maybe say a few words. And we also have the opportunity to have the two new co-directors of the Institute who are here with us, Dr. Sujal Bista, who is the co-director and professor of computational science with College Park, and Dr. Brad Marin, who is the co-director and is just starting today, as a matter of fact. Was recently at Harvard and now here with us in Montgomery County. So I think maybe we'll have Dr. Varshney go first for a couple of minutes, and then Dr. Maran.
Thank you very much, Committee President and County Council President Glass, and Council members, welcome, and Sales. This is really a very honor for us to be here today. Things are going really very well with the Institute. We are going all guns blazing, and we have, as Tom just mentioned, we have been able to recruit two outstanding very talented individuals, Dr. Sujal Bista on my right and Dr. Brad Maron. Both Dr. Maron and Dr. Bista are from this area, from this Montgomery County, and both me and Dr. Bista currently are living in Montgomery County. We have started reaching out to a number of life science companies as well as a number of federal agencies to seek partnerships and define a map for local economic development. FDA has already committed to enthusiastically working with us on artificial intelligence, machine learning, and virtual and augmented reality to transform healthcare by deriving new and vital insights from the large amounts of data that is being collected. We have also started extensive interactions with NIH as well as Veterans Administration. And we have also started discussions with Dr. Ann Kadamian at USG and Dr. Sanjay Rai at Montgomery College before he took on the important role of leading our state's Maryland Higher Education Commission. With both Montgomery College and USG, we are looking at internship opportunities for students who are going to Montgomery College and USG. We are currently in the process of identifying commercial space for lease, and Dr. Maron will be telling us more about that. We are also in the process of developing specifications for a cutting-edge supercomputing cluster that will be housed at the Institute for Health Computing. This cluster will provide a significant boost to our efforts as well as those of our corporate and federal partners in using large-scale machine learning and artificial intelligence models to derive insights from large amounts of data. So I'll now turn to Dr. Bradley Maron.
Thank you very much, and County Council President, Vice President, and Council members, it's a great honor and opportunity for me to be here. I am Brad Maron. I'm a cardiologist and a scientist. I've been at Harvard Medical School for the last 20 years, but my journey to this day actually began in Montgomery County. I'm a graduate of Walter Johnson High School and was a resident of the Tilden Woods area up and through that time. So in a lot of ways, this is coming home. As mentioned, today is my first day as University of Maryland co-director with Dr. Bista, who I've been talking to regularly for several months in preparation for our beginnings. I'd like to comment briefly on the property, which includes advanced negotiations for property sites in Montgomery County, very close to the Red Line and the North Bethesda Station. We're very excited about these opportunities. They all offer a chance to centralize the program and benefit from critical adjacency to the Pike and Rose shopping district, but also the NIH, other government stakeholders, and key assets that are truly unique to Montgomery County, which will be important for the success of the IHC. We have begun to model return on investment data through our collaborators, Martha Jerzak and others, to forecast 5-year gains from the IHC, which we generally project at around $93 million, and that's based on the downstream economics of faculty recruits, students, new biotech companies that come to Montgomery County, as well as industry partnerships. I also wanted to comment briefly on our progress and our productivity to date, which includes the successful recruitment of key players in the public health space, including Dr. Rosalina McCoy from the Mayo Clinic, who is a public health expert, and Dr. Issa Davis, who is the new Senior Associate Dean for Community Medicine at the School of Medicine, and a member of the United States Preventative Services Task Force. We have ongoing recruitments for the leads of our education initiatives, and we have a very strong and central commitment to maintaining and developing a diverse employee workforce at the IHC that focuses on inclusion and equitability when it comes to healthcare.
Thank you very much for that update. This is one of those moments when I'm so proud to live in Montgomery County. Yeah. Very, very exciting. I would love to hear from the county executive team your reaction on the proposal from council staff. Again, I just want to make sure that we're moving forward together and that we're doing the right thing to ensure that you have all the support needed to move forward. So,
thank you, Madam Chair. And we've had discussions with the universities, and because of that delay, and we know that the county's trying to fit budget pieces together, and because of the delay in getting that lease started, having that delay can work with this structure, with the recruiting and so forth that's going. It was very helpful that staff was committed to making it clear that the $40 million of the county is still 100% in that with that commitment, and we're hopeful that soon we will have the opportunity to meet with the governor and get some state money to accelerate our efforts here. So I think with that, we do still have also $3 million federal earmark from this current fiscal year that thanks to our federal delegation. So we'll be drawing that down, and we think this can work. And we'll if we do have an issue where things are going really gangbusters toward the end of the sometime through the fiscal year, it'll be the opportunity to come back and talk to the council about that at that time, and if there's a need.
Perfect. It sounds that we're all in agreement. Is anybody from the county, are you all in agreement too with council staff? Perfect. Thank you so much for coming and for all the work you're doing. Right.
That's it. And welcome.
Yes. Now we have the conference center NDA. You're just rotating chairs. Okay, Dr. Torregas, would you like to kick it off, or?
This one is a simple
Yes.
NDA, very focused. There are no increases that you need to worry about sending to additional schedules. I did ask 2 questions, and I would point your attention to page 4 of my packet, which shows some good news for the business side of the center. So unless you have any questions, my recommendation is to approve.
Thank you. Does the county executive team have anything to add?
Sure. Gene Smith, manager for the business center. I'll just say that the conference center has been a great asset to the county for the last 20 years. As Mr. Reyes just said, I mean, the bonds will be paid off this year for the Maryland Stadium Authority, and the bonds for the Revenue Authority with the county were just paid off. And unfortunately, with COVID, there was a bit of a revenue loss there. The county stepped in as they should, but already the conference center is turning a profit this year and is expected to continue to do that next year. So we are here to answer any questions you might have, but thank you for your time.
Thank you. Councilmember Balkin.
Thank you. So can you just talk a little bit about the bond? So the bond was paid off. So I was expecting to see that reflected in revenue for next year. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So the Maryland Stadium Authority bonds are not on our books at all, so we won't ever see those. This appropriation is purely for operational needs. There's the biennial, or biannual, I should say, audit review, as well as staff cost, and a few other things. The bonds for the county through the Revenue Authority were in the debt service budget. So if you look at the debt service budget after fiscal 23, that line item will no longer be there. It was about $990,000.
Thank you. Councilmember Sales.
I'm sorry, it was for the next agenda item.
It's okay. Do you have a question? No. Thank you so much. I think this is crystal clear. Thank you. So next will be the Conference and Visitors Bureau.
For this one, I recommend you use your thumb or some piece of paper and tag Circle 64, because that's really the CVB, the Conference and Visitors Bureau draft budget. So you might want to be easy to find. As you'll see, the My recommendation is to approve it at the level recommended by the CE, but there are a couple of things that I wanted to point out to you. One is information about hotel motel tax on page 4 seems to be on the rebound. That's good news for this budget because it's funded through this tax. It's not general fund that's funding this program, but a specific targeted funds that come from the hotel motel tax. The second thing is you agreed, or the relevant committee agreed last year, to add $500,000 to the program to support what they call destination management. It was a significant enough amount, so starting on page 5, I asked the question, so what have you done with $500,000? And you'll see their answer in the next 2 pages. My last question is that there was an onboarding of a new significant a staff person, what was called a business development director. That business development director was retitled Chief Strategy Officer. That's on top of page 7, and you may want to ask questions about the performance there. Those are my 3 comments. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have a presentation before we start with questions? Yeah. No, I just wanted to open with recognizing that Corey Van Hoort is here, our Chief Strategy Officer, and that the industry is recovering, but there are still sectors that are struggling, including the government sector. And we have some other staff members, but we're so ahead of agenda, they're not here yet. But thank you, Councilmember Gonzalez, for having us here today, and it's great to see everybody. But again, there still are some struggles, but everything's moving in a positive direction. Thank you for that. Does anybody have a question? Yeah, Councilmember Sales.
Yeah, so I was looking at the new marketing plan that kicked off this month for Visit Montgomery, and in looking at the revenue versus how much was expended, I see about a $500,000 return on the investment, but I know that there are other metrics that you're tracking or evaluating to determine our success. And so can you tell us a little bit more about how you are evaluating outreach and marketing efforts?
So I'll speak generally, and then I'll let Corey talk a little bit about specific metrics in the marketing area. But generally speaking, we look at the hotel progress, hotel occupancy, hotel ADR, and how that's trending. We also use as a metric sales and use tax collections for in the tourism space from the comptroller's office. And then every year we pool resources with our other destination marketing partners to hire a company called Tourism Economics, who does a study on economic impact of our industry sector. So that only comes out once a year. So you'll see that, Councilmember Sales, when we hopefully regroup in the fall.
Oh, perfect.
And then
Thank
Corey
you.
can talk about, I guess, more like website and other metrics.
Thank you, Councilmember Sales, for that question. To start off with, from a marketing standpoint, everything that we decide and implement is rooted in metrics to ensure that every dollar has some sort of return on investment, whether it's engagement, whether it's the financial side, in terms of the types of advertising decisions that we make. So just a couple examples. So we monitor our website very closely in terms of page views and sessions. And to give you that example, I'm very proud of the marketing team for what they've been able to deliver. From July, so fiscal year to date, we are ahead in our page views at 1.9 million page views. So that gives you the level of visibility that visitmontgomery.com provides. That's 25% above last year. Nice. And so we're, that's to give you that high level. Also, social media is a key part of our marketing strategy, and we also monitor those as well, those metrics. Across all of our social media channels, we have a little over 68,000 followers, and that leads to about 1.8 million impressions just through our social media engagement alone, and it's growing fast. So we're very happy with that.
Good. And just one last question, only because I recently met with the Office of Aging. I see that a tour is going to be held for 65 and over. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
I'm actually very proud of this development. We're working really closely with a couple of our board members that fit within that category, and this is also a personal opportunity for me because it's something that I know that my mother would enjoy. And so we are working to pilot a 65-plus themed tour in the fall, aligned with Harvest Days, Heritage Harvest, if you will, to be able to connect that population with every opportunity that we have possible throughout the county.
I also want to add that we are going to be taking a look at accessibility for visitors and how we might connect accessibility to the website so that people who may be challenged when they visit our area know where they where they can get help or what we can provide through Metro and at specific sites within the county, because I think that's really important.
Good. Yes. If you can work with our Commission on Aging to help with this effort, I would love to hear more about it and how our office can be supportive as well. Thank you.
Council President Glass.
Thank you. Good to see you all. I appreciate Councilmember Sales' questions, but as I often like to do, I just want to take a step back and hear from you about what the tourism landscape is like. You referred to trends and you referred to data. What are you learning? What is the state of tourism in Montgomery County, in the DMV, and within our sectors?
That's a long question. Let's see. Let's talk about trends first, okay, what we're seeing. Nothing has shaken out to what we think is going to be the new normal yet. And the reason I say that is a lot of that depends on the federal government. And business meetings and contractors that do business with the federal government and how they travel. With 18 agencies headquartered here, there's a lot of activity that centers around those agencies in meetings and conferences and transient business travel. So that's one trend that I really can't put my finger on how it's going to land. But I will say that that particular sector, government, is definitely trailing other market segments for business transient and for meetings. Another trend is the leisure travel. I don't know if you're familiar with that term. It's business combined with leisure. And the term existed before the pandemic, but it's become even more apparent now and bigger because people are remote working, so they're starting their weekends earlier because they can work remotely in a hotel room. So it's going to be Corey's job to kind of capitalize on that for the weekend getaway options we have here in the county, especially from like the New York and Philly markets. But that's definitely going to stay. I feel pretty confident that will stay. And so I think we have a really good opportunity in that sector. The youth and amateur sports never missed a beat. Parents will pay for their children to travel to tournaments. So the Maryland Soccerplex has been a leader in our community. That serves as kind of our convention center that generates room nights throughout the community.
They were, I'll share with my colleagues who weren't here during the height of COVID, but when we had all those restrictions, it was the sports industry and particularly the Soccerplex who kept saying life is happening. And people want to come here and participate and play, and we need regulations that support that effort. So you're absolutely right.
You're correct in that. Yeah. That really did help our economy. And then the last would be the youth or student travel, which are student groups that travel and stay in Montgomery County and visit DC. We got a lot of business in that space. We're going to have to keep a pulse on that because what could happen is as the economy gets better in Montgomery County, hotel rates could trend upward. So we're doing really well in that segment. We've probably quadrupled the number of bookings in bus groups, student groups particularly. But as rates trend upward, it may become less affordable. So there may be a shift there where we're going to have to backfill with some other business. But that's been a really good sector for us also.
That's a really interesting niche market that you don't often hear about. The high school or middle school. I came to DC in 6th grade. That was our standard year. Fond memories. Worse pictures, but fond memories. I had a lot more hair back then. Interesting. Corey, did you have anything else you wanted to?
Yeah, I would like to add that also a trend is Montgomery County is uniquely positioned to be a destination all its own. Prior to the pandemic, there was more of a need to put our connection to DC, where now we're able, particularly with our new branding, really position ourselves as being a true leader in tourism for Maryland in particular. We are considered the most visited county in the state of Maryland, so that's a key part of it. Leisure travel, we are continuing to position Montgomery County as a weekend getaway destination, particularly the drive markets, 3 to 4 hour driving radius. But also, every investment that you make in tourism is also an investment in the quality of place, which is a critical part, as we all know, towards economic development. Because if it's fun to be here, and that's our job, is to promote the fun, then it'll be fun for them to work here and live here.
Yeah, Kelly.
And I'll add to that businesses that you're trying to attract to the county, the first thing they're going to look at is quality of life and what's going to be best for their employees.
And
we help drive that.
I just have one more follow-up question. So I understand the tourism. I understand the businesses and federal government convening. And so the weekend getaway aspect, what is it about Montgomery County that is attractive? Is it the proximity to DC? Is it the agricultural reserve and the wineries and the breweries?
That's a really good question, and the answer is it depends on who we're targeting, and so we tailor our messaging to that market. So, for example, prior to the pandemic, Baltimore was not really on our radar in terms of web traffic, and that's how we monitor it. Now they're our #2 most visited on our website, and so part of that is because we have tourism products that a resident of Baltimore does not have, such as broad outdoor spaces. It's far enough away for them to feel like it's a weekend getaway, that sort of thing. So we really lean into our Tastemakers Trail so that they can experience the craft beverages and our outdoor experiences. Philadelphia, it's a little different. Again, everything that we have here from a tourism product standpoint, we like to say is very elevated, and so we lean into that.
Well, Madam Chair, I will just say if there is a committee excursion that is required to test out the hypothesis of Visit Montgomery, sign me up. But thank you for the conversation and all you're doing.
And I will just jump in and say that this morning I'm a member of the PHP committee, the Planning, Parks and Committee, and the Parks Department was in front of us. So I will just highlight it, everything that you just mentioned. We also had to thank the Parks Department and all our beautiful trails. That's a destination. People come just to use our trails and go to Little Bennett in App County and go camping over there. We have met before, have our one-on-one meetings, and I do wish you can work closely with the Parks Department, because in everything that they do is part of economic development, especially when you have people coming here, staying at a hotel, using their trails, and going and ride their bikes for an hour, maybe 2 hours. We want to make sure that we highlight our key restaurants are alongside key trails in Montgomery County, and connecting with key hotels nearby. Just make it efficient for those folks coming from New York or Baltimore or any other where in the nation. Do you have another question? Yes, go ahead.
I just wanted to answer Council President Glass's question as to what makes Montgomery County the destination. District 2. So Just wanted to make that clear. But I did want to say, you know, I've worked with Visit Montgomery for many, many years, and you guys do just such a great job, and I appreciate your professionalism. Your staff did just pop in if you wanted to introduce them as well.
So I'd like to introduce our fantastic marketing team. We have Letitia Engel, who has been with us for about 6 years. She is our marketing manager, and Yodit Karabel, who is our community engagement and partnership manager.
I don't see any more questions, and it is my belief that this committee agrees with the staff recommendation, which agrees with the county executive's recommendation. Thank you so much for your help, and I think we're adjourned. Thank you. Bye.